Hello and welcome. This is Millionaire Autobahn. My name is Martin. So today we're talking about why we often go into the wrong trades and actually lose money. And it happens to me, and I guess it happens to everybody. It's just our mind that is, let's call it playing tricks with us, right? So let me go and show you actually some trades or an idea of when things go wrong. All right, let's go into it. So here you see this is Hut 8 Corporation. So they're heavily invested in Bitcoin. And yesterday, Bitcoin went down and Ether went down. So I was actually interested in going into a trade in shorting the stock. And as you can see, my indicators that I set for myself, they actually show, well, there has been a pretty good time to actually start this at around 9:45 in the morning to short sale this stock, right? But I didn't. And there's a reason for that. And I want to tell you about that reason. So what happened was I set these indicators that you can see right there on the screen. I came up by myself on when I think I should go into a trade or not, right? Not only are there indicators, but then of course you also look at the volume, you look at the patterns, if they really match what you're looking for. And I saw it comes up at 9:45 and I was like, wow, this is good. Okay, let's just look and wait for a confirmation, right? So then the next candle was green, so it went up a little bit. So I was like, yeah, maybe not, And then comes another confirmation, and I'm still kind of hesitant. And now it's already like 10:15. I'm still hesitant. And all of a sudden, the thing breaks down, right? It goes down and goes down. And I was like thinking, well, shit, now I waited too long. So now it's 10:50. And at 10:50, it then kind of gets green. And I'm like, yeah, maybe it goes up again. Maybe I then take the long and not the short, right? And at 10:55, it goes down again. And then it kind of consolidates. And then I get another of my indicators telling me at 11:55, well, you should actually do shorten this stock. And I'm again like, it already went down that much, so maybe it doesn't go down anymore. So I might want to wait till it goes up and I go long. And then again, it kind of didn't do that. I get again at 12:40 an indicator. You should short sell this. And then I still didn't do it. And then what happened, because the stock went down so fast, that actually the NASDAQ then restricted short selling on the stock. So I couldn't short sell it anymore at like 12:45, 12:50. So then I was thinking, okay, let's do something different. Let's see if I actually then would just go in the other direction. Let's get a stock that goes short, right? So I was looking into ProShares Trust Ultra Short. But because I already waited way too long to get into the trade, I then went actually into the trade at the wrong time. So I went in around 12:55, something like that, where this particular ETF was at $4.40. However, so the problem with this ETF is there's not a big volume, there's not a lot of float of shares out there, so it is kind of a tricky one. I didn't want to do it, that's why I actually wanted to do the short sale. But yes, my mind just didn't really resonate with it. And I think that's happening a lot. So I went into this trade at 440 and it actually went up a little bit to 442, 443. And I was like, oh, that's not too bad. So maybe it still goes in that direction. But it didn't. So it actually went down and down to like 433, stuff like that. And I kind of chickened out at like 434. I didn't lose a lot. It was just like $45 or something like that. I didn't buy that many shares, but I still lost. If I would have just stayed there, I might have made it, that it comes back to 444 or so, which it did by towards the end of the day. But overall, I really just, I just did it wrong, period. What does this tell us? It's pretty obvious. So we often doubt ourselves. So let's say you come up with an indicator for how you want to trade stocks. You come up with a pattern that you like to look at. You come up with saying, okay, I take the VWAP, right? Or I take the moving average. Or I take a 9 extricated moving average, the 9 EMA, the 10, the 20, whatever it might be. Whatever you feel comfortable with to use to find your time to get into a trade, you kind of doubt yourself when that indicator actually tells you now you should trade. And I don't really know why, but it kind of, you kind of, how would I say, you kind of doubt that your indicator is the right indicator. And so you don't do it. You kind of wait. As in my case, I waited to get a confirmation. The confirmation was so la la, so I waited a little bit longer for the next confirmation. And then all of a sudden the thing went down. I actually wanted to go short on that particular stock, but I was kind of too slow. So once I put in my sell order, it was already like, 5-6 cents lower than what I put in there. And I'm always saying I don't want to chase the price, so I just canceled it and said, okay, that's not for me then. So I didn't do anything. And then I waited till I saw some sort of a consolidation, and I kind of hoped it goes in the other direction so I can take the uptrend, which it didn't. It went further down. Again, my indicator told me, look, you should actually short sell this stock. And I still didn't believe my indicator. I'm like, that doesn't look right. I don't know why, but for some reason it didn't look right. And so it went further down. And as I said, at some point I couldn't go in because it was restricted for short selling. So that's when I went on the other side to get a short stock that goes up when others go down. And that didn't work out anymore because I was just too late. And I think a lot of you have the same problem. You look at it, you think, oh, this might be a good time to get in, but for whatever reason, your mind tells you, maybe your indicator is not the best out there, so maybe, you should wait a little bit and see. And that's what we do. That's what I do. We just want to wait and see. Is this really the right indicator? Is this really working as we want it? And then it's too late. And then we go on a day where you actually could make, 4, 5, 6% on a trade easy. We go in when it's too late and it turns around. It kind of looks like in my case, and I'm always kind of laughing at that. So I go in and, 5 minutes later, it turns around. And it's like, oh yes, now Martin is starting a trade. So the New York Stock Exchange says, yeah, well, let's just fuck him, right? We'll just go in the other direction. That's kind of what it looks like. I know it's not like that, but it kind of looks like that. And so that kind of, yes, makes me doubt often, is day trading the right thing, right? Because of these type of things. But you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. It's just how it goes. And you shouldn't actually doubt yourself, and you shouldn't actually, how would I say, you should go in the trade the second your indicator shows you to trade. And don't doubt yourself. Just do it. As Nike always says, just do it. If it's wrong, well, then your indicator might be wrong and you have to kind of fiddle around with that and make it better, right? But in general, that's what you should do. Go in the second your indicator tells you, go in. You set the indicator yourself. You came up with the rules for that indicator. So obviously your mind had some good ideas on why you set that indicator. So just do it, right? And don't wait. And I think that's one of our biggest problems, that we kind of wait, that we kind of want to look around and see, now maybe, there's a little bit of better time. There's more confirmation. Maybe it kind of waits for me or something, and it never will. It just never will. So you have to take that trade at that exact moment and just go with it. Yes, it could be wrong. Your indicator is never 100% correct. It could be wrong. So you will, if it's wrong, you will have to set your stop loss, take your losses, and go on for the next trade. But it's better doing it this way than if you doubt yourself all the time, when is the right time to get in, even though your indicator tells you now is the right time. So what I'm saying is, don't waste your time. Go in when your indicator tells you, when your gut tells you at that moment to go in, just go in, period. Otherwise, you will never have successful trades, because you will always trade at the moment when it turns around again. And that's happening to me. And that's not the first time this happened to me. That happened to me quite a lot of times. And I'm always kind of pissed at myself, because it's not the market. It's not that day trading is bad. It's just your own mind, my own mind, that kind of hesitates and kind of, wants to get like 1,000% confirmation. And that's just not happening. So you have to take that little risk. You already got your indicator telling you it's a good time to get in. So then just get in. That's the reason you have an indicator, right? So that's what I'm telling you. Don't doubt yourself. Go in when there's the right time, when the indicator tells you, and don't wait, because you will never go in the trade otherwise. And if you're going in too late, and you will lose. That's like, I just watched this video a while back, and when Ross Cameron lost like $58,000 on a day, and he got in kind of on the backside when it's too late, you see a stock goes up like 20, 30, 40%, and then you go in when it's like at 41%, and it just like goes up to maybe 43, and then it breaks down to like 20%. It's still positive, but you went in at the time when it goes down, and you lose. And then people say, why did you lose on this trade? The stock was up 20% on that day. Yeah, well, I went in at 40%, and so it just went down another 20%. Yes, the stock was positive at the day, but I went in at the wrong time. And I think that's happening a lot to us. And that's why we have to get in ASAP and don't wait. So the essence of this video is, trust your indicator, trust your first thought of getting into a trade. Go in the trade at the first moment you think everything is aligned. Just do it. Don't wait. Get in. If it's wrong, you can always get out. But if you wait, you will not get that reward that you were looking at. So yeah, it's one of these other rant videos I come up lately. But it's just what happens. It happens during the days when you do trading. And only then you will find these things. You will stumble over these issues that you have. And you kind of have to fix those. It's, as I always say, you have to see day trading as a business, as a job. And as with any business, as with any job, you learn and you have to become better. And that's what this all is about. You have to become better, and you will. You just have to stay focused, you stay positive, you get in the trade at the right time, don't wait, and you get out, make your profit, and you turn the computer off, period. That's how it works. And yeah, so that's it for this video. There will be more videos coming up soon. Thank you for watching, and as always, this is no financial advice. This is just a guy on YouTube who tells you how I trade. And so like and subscribe. There will be more videos coming, especially for the Back to School series, trading when you're over 50. That's it. All right. Thank you. Bye.